Hello everybody, welcome back. We're gonna do another Stitch With Me video. I have to do it today because next week is going to be a very busy week for me. So I'm recording this on Friday, March 31st, which usually I record on like Monday or Tuesday of the week that I post it. But I've got most of my cleaning done at Grandma Joanne's. Most of the spring cleaning done at Grandma Joanne's, I should say. And we just to do her living room and her kitchen, and that'll be finished. However, I don't know how many years ago it was, maybe about 6 years ago. I don't even think it was that long. She had spent quite a bit of money to have her couch fixed that she currently owns. And, like some of the springs had loosened up and it was like dipping in the middle of the couch. So when she got it back, she was upset because they weren't supposed to essentially restuff the cushions. They were supposed to basically pull out the broken springs from the couch and replace the springs, and they didn't do that. What they did, and I mean, she paid like $1,000 to have this done. It was kind of a ridiculous amount. And all they did was essentially take the center cushion and overfill it and overstuff it with whatever they you stuff a couch with. And unfortunately now that's all sunk down, and I mean she was fine with it at the beginning because the couch looked like it did when she originally had bought the couch. But now it's sunk it down, and because they didn't affix those original springs, it's really bad now, and she doesn't want to pay the money to have that couch fixed. And she's a very matchy person. So her couch and her love seat and her chair and everything else matches, and she wants to get new furniture for her in our living room. And she hates her end tables because, again, like I said, she's a matchy person. And her kitchen cabinets and her dining room, like the buffet and the china cabinet and the curio cabinet and things like that, they are all oak and kind of stained with like a natural oak finish sort of deal. And her coffee table and end tables in her living room are sort of like a red oak, and she's not happy with those. So she wants to get a full new living room outfit. And then she has 2 chihuahuas that will be, I believe they'll be 16 in May this year. And one they're both kind of getting mean, which sometimes can happen with dogs at old age. Tucker he's lost his hearing, and neither one of them have teeth. So when they do bite you, it's not like it hurts because they don't have any teeth. But they're old, and they tend to potty in the house. And she has a lot of carpeting in her house, and I told her about vinyl flooring and how, we can put vinyl flooring down instead of the carpeting. So because, like I said, the dogs make the mess, and then you gotta break out. She has she has like Stanley steamers come once or twice a year to really like deep clean the carpets for her. But otherwise, me or her will go and clean the carpets with an at-home rug scrubber that's meant for pets and things like that. And it doesn't smell at all in our house, thank God. We're able to keep ahead of it because it's not really those poor dogs' fault. They just don't have control of going to the bathroom in the house anymore. But she wants to replace that as well. So we've kind of halted on, because Monday the contractors come to measure her flooring, measure out to see how much flooring she's going to need, because she's just gonna do vinyl flooring in her dining room and her foyer, because that is where the dogs tend to potty. They leave the living room alone. But her living room carpet is I mean, it's not that old, but I forget how long she said it's been in there. It's been in there since before I've known her, and I've known her for almost 9 years now. Yeah. And so it's a sort of like it's not quite pink, but it's a brightly colored carpet. And I feel bad because I think it was last year, the year before, she went with a different company instead of Stanley Steamers to do her carpeting. And they had asked her if she wanted to use OxyClean on it, and she was like, oh yeah, sure, like thinking that would make sure that her carpet was a lot cleaner. Well, it ended up literally making there's spots in her carpet now that look like a highlighter, like cross between like a pink and an orange color, and they're in like random places. So she is also replacing the carpeting in our living room because she's a bit of a perfectionist. So she likes, well, I wouldn't even say she's a perfectionist. She likes her furniture and she likes her home to be nice, and there's nothing wrong with that. So for her, she is going to, it's been frustrating her for years, and my husband and I told her, like, whatever you want to do, we'll help you do it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about, because she's always fretting that she's, how do I put this? She's always worried that we're not going to like her at some point because she's always asking us to do certain things. And I've just told her a million times, like, at some point in time, you have to realize that we love you. And we don't do these things because you've just asked us to. We do them because we love you, and, we want to make sure that you're taken care of, And that's just the truth of the matter. But she always worries about that. But she's been talking about it for quite a few years, and we just finally put our foot down and said, listen, you've wanted to do it. It's been bothering you like crazy. So we're gonna take you up to the furniture store, and we'll make sure you get whatever furniture you wanted. We'll do whatever we have to do to get you up there and do that, and then we'll take you over to look at flooring samples, and we can pick out, you can pick out the flooring you want, and you'll have my husband there. He's knowledgeable on this stuff. It's not everything he does for work, but it's similar to things he does for work and things. So, we can make sure that you get what you want, and he can understand the terms that you're not sure of, and nobody's going to take advantage of you because you're an older lady, and we don't want somebody to talk her into buying something that she doesn't necessarily need or isn't what she actually wanted, and then she'll be, upset that she didn't get what she actually wanted. So we are doing that tomorrow, which is Saturday, and I was at her house yesterday. I spring cleaned her dining room. I did the hallway. I did the foyer. I did her bathroom upstairs, and did the stairwell and things like that for her. And she seems very excited to go and do this. So I'm really excited that, like, she feels like she's accomplishing something, because, like I said, she's having a harder time doing certain things now. And when I can make her feel good and feel like she's still able to accomplish something, it makes me happy that, she's happy. And so we're going to be doing that. And then Monday, because there's going to be a bunch of guys she doesn't know, she doesn't want to be there by herself in the house. So I'm going to be going up there, and then while they're measuring and stuff, I'm just going to finish spring cleaning the other rooms that need, which is just our kitchen and our living room, which really should maybe take me an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to do the two of them. She's a very cleanly person, so, I mean, it's not much work at all for me to do. So while I do that, I'll be there while the crew is there measuring for her new flooring and stuff. And we should have everything picked out and ready to go. So that way, hopefully she can, because the smartest thing to do would be to get the floors done before the new furniture gets there. And so that way, the flooring's already done and we don't have to worry about anybody moving her new furniture and, scuffing something or breaking something or, any of that stuff. So hopefully everything will go smoothly. And then I will get my nephew, Vincent. I think I've told you guys before, he's 2. I will get him Tuesday, and I will have him until Thursday. So it's going to be a busy week, and which means it'll be a lot of stuff that has to get done from an already busy week this week and last week, because my husband was gone. He's still currently gone. He's supposed to come home sometime today. And I've been spring cleaning my house and her house all at the same time. And after I record the Stitch With Me video, I'm going to be spring cleaning my kitchen, which is my least favorite thing to do. But we've got a lot of projects going on now. My husband also owns... So my husband has technically 2 jobs, and I guess technically I take care of Grandma Joanne when anything she needs or wants. I'm over there and in a moment's notice. I'm also a stay-at-home mom. That's mostly what I do. But during spring, summer, and fall, my husband has a lawn care business. And I'm the one that gets to take care of people's flowers, because I'm the one that's knowledgeable. Well, I have some knowledge and some tricks up my sleeve to make certain things grow in certain areas and things like that. But I'm usually the one that gets to take care of the flower beds in the sense of, I keep them weeded, and I also like deadhead flowers. They need deadheaded. What else is there that I do? Put the mulch in if it needs mulched, and do the fertilizers, or use I don't want to call them, it's I guess it's kind of a pesticide to keep the bugs out and things like that out from eating all the flowers out of the flower beds and things like that. So that's getting ready to come up. So we've got to go and pull all the lawnmowers, all the weed eaters, the leaf blowers, the chainsaws, all the working, all the things we use, the edgers, I mean, you name it, we've got to pull all that out of the garage because it's getting into April, and usually by the end of April, you know, we're out there mowing grass and things like that. Or, well, we're doing what we call spring cleanup a lot of the times, where we go to people's houses and essentially clean up their yards and get them ready for, you know, spring and summer. 1, 2, 3. And we need to get all that equipment ready, which means we usually take them all in, get them all serviced, get oils changed, filters changed, because we put special stuff in them for over the winter months to keep them in good working order, and it requires us to do quite a bit of work. And in all honesty, most of our clients we mostly work with elderly. There's quite a few that aren't elderly too, but most of our clients are elderly, and they appreciate us coming over and, you know, making sure everything's taken care of, and not having a ridiculous price for those that are on a fixed income and things like that. There's also quite a few people that we don't charge at all because we know that they're in pretty financial straits, and that's usually the ones that we bring our kids along with us and stuff, and have them help out too, so that way we not only can we get the job done faster, but the people that we do that with, they tend to love to see the children, and it just makes their day brighter. I'll put it that way. And it's always nice to help somebody out that's we've brought some people to tears a couple different times helping, but it's always nice to help people that really appreciate it. And, you know, it makes my heart feel happy that we're able to do that. But again, that season's coming up, which means we have to load the trailer up with all the equipment and everything, and get that all taken over to the garden shop. My husband could do it all himself, but right now it's just, he doesn't, with how much equipment we have. I mean, we have an entire 2-car garage that's literally just packed full of equipment for the lawn care business. That's all that's in it, is that kind of stuff. Because it takes up a lot of room, and it's just the way life is. So he doesn't necessarily, especially this year, being he's down doing schoolwork and everything else. But we've got to get all that equipment loaded up and taking it in, and get it up and, you know, ready. I doubt the air filters and things like that will probably need changed, but we always change them. We usually change them right before the season starts, and then somewhere halfway through, if they're looking bad or anything, he will have them changed. He usually changes them the second time himself, because he'll have a chance, because usually spring and fall are our busiest seasons, because people need, like, spring, you get the cleanup where, you know, you're getting, you know, all the dead branches and stuff that fell out of people's yards during the winter, or what else is there that, I mean, you know, getting all the furniture and stuff they want out in their yard placed, and, you know, if their patios need clean their patios or their porches, or, you know, we do the whole 9 yards for a lot of people, and get everything, you know, ready for the summer. And then summer's not too bad Because normally he would, if they would need change or whatever, it's usually in like the month of July that he will need to change them if he does. And it's not that bad because it's July is usually our drier month here in Pennsylvania, and it's pretty warm that month. So, you know, grass, not everybody's grass needs to be cut on a weekly basis. A lot of times it'll be every other week. So he'll have like a week where he can just deal with equipment. And that's just how it goes. So everything's gearing up to start being busy. I got my flower beds already cleaned out. It was a nice day the other day. It was in the 50s. So I got out there and got everything cleaned out and everything. And I told my husband, we're going to have to do a complete rehaul of the mulch because it's not breaking down as nicely. So we've got to go and remove. You don't want your mulch too thick or it'll affect your flowers. And new mulch needs laid down. And we've done it for a couple years now. So the mulch layer is pretty thick already. So we need to essentially start over, which is remove all the mulch and put new mulch in. And that'll be an interesting task to complete this year because I really don't want to do it, but it has to be done. And he wasn't excited because it's a lot of stuff that has to be pulled and worked out for here at our own home. And it's just been, this has been a really busy month for him, going back and forth to school and home and doing his regular job that he works Monday through Thursday. So it's gonna be a process. But hopefully we'll get that stuff done soon. Again, like I said, I'll have Vincent next week. And it's always interesting whenever I have him because you never know if he's gonna be a spunky little dude and decide he's gonna see if he wants to see how much he can get away with and see how much stuff he's going to get into. And I'm a little nervous because I did put up my Easter decorations. And for me, they're like heirloom pieces. They're the pieces of stuff that was in my house when I grew up. They're things that my mother painted. And of course, they've already been broken 1,000,001 times. Because like I said, I have 3 sisters. My parents only had girls. They had a total of 4 girls. And, you know, we have broke many of those. And a lot of them are glued and held back together and, you know, things like that. But they're still there and they're still functional. I think one rabbit is missing an ear completely. And my husband was like, why are you putting that out? It's missing its ear. Like, it's broke. And I was like, I don't care if it's broke or not. Like, I want it out. And he'll just laugh at me. But I'm nervous that Vincent might. I tried it with my Christmas decorations, and he left those alone. The problem is that my Christmas decorations aren't. They're pretty large, and there are quite a few large Easter decorations I have here. But there's also quite a few that are like. I'd say like 3 inches tall. Some of them are a little smaller than that, and some of them are slightly bit taller than that. So they're more the size of like his toys, because he has a little basket here with his toys for at my house. Some of them are the size of his toys, and I'm worried that he's going to think that they're toys, and he's going to want to play with them. So we're just going to play it by ear, see how it goes. And, you know, it might take a little bit of time to get him to realize that those are pretties and you can't touch those without, you know, someone there with you. You know, if you want to look at them, we can look at them and we can hold them, but you can only hold them when, you know, Aunt Nittany or Uncle Ray or your mom, dad, or, you know, someone who's more responsible is with you. So it might be an interesting task. He catches on to things pretty quickly, so, and in all honesty, he listens to me pretty well. So we're just gonna, I mean, if I have to pack him up real quick, the box is still out. I actually purposely left it out so that way if he won't leave them alone, then I have all the bubble wrap and everything ready that I can just wrap them up real quick and put them away, and then I can just put them back out whenever he's not here, which seems ridiculous, but I want them out, darn it, because I didn't have him out the last 2 years because he was too little and he wasn't understanding that he couldn't touch certain things. But I'm being stubborn. Ooh. So yes, a very busy week coming up. I'm excited to spend extra time with Grandma Joanne. I like spending extra time, and it perks her up. It makes her happier, and I like seeing her happy. But I'm not looking forward to, like I said, my nephew stays overnight, so he'll be here sometime on Tuesday, and then I'll have him Tuesday night, and then Wednesday night, and then he'll go home Thursday night. And with my husband being gone, I haven't slept a whole lot. Like, I've slept, but not very well. Well, somewhat well. Like, last night I actually slept pretty good because he's a snorer, and I finally was able to, like, get a good night's sleep without having him waking me up all night. But with Vincent, sometimes it's not too bad, and sometimes it's crazy. And the last time I had him, he was up until 1 o'clock in the morning crying because he wanted his mom and dad. And I'm hoping we don't have a repeat of that, because I was really tired that day. Really couldn't function. And I am not used to that. I laughed after that happened, and I told my husband, I was like, yep, this just confirms to me that we are, you know, if I wouldn't have had to have the hysterectomy or anything like that, like, it definitely confirms to me that we are done having children, because that was a nightmare. I was like, I don't envy anybody that has to do that anymore. Not even the slightest bit. I mean, we have 4 children. Do we really need any more? Not really. And I feel like it's complete anyways, because we have 2 sons and 2 daughters. So everyone, you know, they have brothers and they have sisters, and everything feels complete anyways. No, honestly, they don't really give me much trouble. They're not, I don't know, I lucked out. My kids are pretty well behaved. But they also know that if they get in trouble, like, I've always taught them, like, if you do something and you know it's something you're not supposed to do and it's wrong, then it's you choosing a punishment. It's you choosing, it's always your choice, and if you choose to do it, then you've chosen whatever consequences come after that, good or bad. And so they're pretty quick to own up whenever they do something that they're not supposed to do. And a lot of times we will ask our own children, like, okay, well, you knew you weren't supposed to do this and you did it anyways. You knew that there would be consequences if you decided to do it. And then usually we'll ask them, like, what do you think, you know, would be the right punishment for this? And a lot of times they will punish themselves, like, they dole out their own punishment, if that makes sense. Like, we ask them what they think is the correct way to like learn your lesson from this. And, you know, usually, you know, it's like, take all my electronics away, take my TV, my phone, my tablets, my computers, you know, take all that stuff away, and I think I should be grounded to my room, kind of deal. And they will punish themselves an extra, like, usually like 3 more days than I would have done it, but, you know, I let them go with whatever punishment they decide. And then, you know, we have conversations about, you know, why what they did wasn't right. Or most of the time we ask them, you know, why do you think, you know, that was wrong, or why it wasn't a good idea to do whatever the heck it is they done, or things like that. And it's just kind of opened a good form of communication with them, that they accept responsibility for something that they chose to do. And it's not them just feeling like we're being cruel or anything like that. And if they don't grasp the whole situation or things like that, we try and explain it to them the best way we possibly can to get them to understand why what they did was wrong, or whatever the case may be. However, everything is just starting to become very busy and very hectic around here. And I'm just ready to relax already, and it's kind of insane. I have no idea what time my husband's coming home today, and I'm hoping it's sooner rather than later. I love him dearly, but I could just use some real adult conversation. Well, I mean, I guess I talked to Grandma Joanne and I talked to my friend Coral, but it's different when it's your partner, you know. I just want a hug. I want his particular hug, I should say. Look, you can see a stitching buddy there. Hey! Don't snap at me. Don't snap at me. That wasn't nice. Did I scare you? I'm sorry. Was you sleeping hard? Oh, poor little thing. I scared her. The other one's still down there at my feet. I don't think we can see him from here. Nope, he's right here, though. Aren't you, buddy? They're always here with me. This is what we do once we sit down. They get their breakfast, and usually they sit down and we relax, and they take a nap, and then we go OUT to, and then I usually get a bunch of cleaning done. Oh, pooper, pooper, pooper. So, we got a lot of things going on. It's gonna start getting very busy and very hectic. Oh, I don't think I told you guys. So this is a new start. This is Gaia, the Earth Goddess, by Bella Filipina. I'll show you a picture here in a second. And I started this, I don't know, probably about 4 o'clock yesterday. Something like that. Oh, ooh. That was the wrong way to tilt it. Pull out the picture for it. See if we can see it pretty good here. Yeah. There it is. Again, I dyed the fabric myself. I prefer to do it that way. Where do we want to start this color at? I suppose we'll start it here. Seems to be my trend to start on this side and work all the stitches on this side of the whatever you want, the current stitches that are already in, and then go move to the other side. So, oh, one thing that did happen is the groomer called and she had an emergency case that needs to be done. So our appointment to groom is being changed to April 7th now. So these guys are going to have to stay shaggy for a little longer. What? It's only like a week longer than, because they were supposed to get groomed. I think it was Tuesday. No. They were supposed to get groomed yesterday. Today's Friday. I don't know where my brain is anymore. It's left the building. It's went somewhere and hasn't found its way home. They were supposed to get groomed yesterday, but Theo, no. Hey, I said no. That's enough. Lay down. Sorry. Theo, come here. No, come. Camille. Cam. Come. Thank you. No, come. Cammy. Your brother just stole your spot. I think he does that just so that way you jump down and he gets to steal your spot. Sorry about that. These guys just... No. No. Oh, I hear it now. No. They were probably just here to fill up our propane tank. Hey. Anyways. Now I don't remember what I was talking about. I don't remember at all. It's gonna be a crazy hectic day. I can see it already. Things are gonna fall off the wheels at some point in time today. I can feel it. Sweetheart, there's a birds outside. It's okay. Oh, I think I was talking about them going to the groomers. Now we have Theo came up here and he snatched Cam's spot. Didn't you, Theo? Did you steal your sister's spot? Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you steal your sister's spot? You have an eye bookie. Did you steal your sister's spot? You did, didn't you? You know what you're doing, huh? You guys are so shaggy. Yeah. But yep. Oh, there's Cam. She finally jumped back up. Now I gotta show you guys this. This is what we're working with. Theo's now sitting here. Cam's now sitting here. Aren't you? Aren't you? Yes, you guys are. Yes, you guys are, huh? Yeah. Took us quite a while to get us trained that anytime Mom moves anything that they don't need to run away, that it's not going to hurt them. But we've got it to the point now where they're pretty trained now. I'll just sit there and relax. And the nice part about Yorkies is Yorkies actually have hair like humans do. They don't have fur like dogs, so they don't shed like a normal dog would. They call them hypoallergenic dogs, but all dogs shed. The difference is that like Maltese, Shih Tzus, Yorkies, I believe a Bichon, there's a couple of them that have hair, like the same kind of hair that humans do. And they shed just like we do. So they don't shed in the sense of, you know, like other dogs where they're dropping like their second coat, or replacing winter fur with, you know, summer fur, or summer fur with winter fur, or so on and so forth. So they don't shed like crazy, and I will go and I have to brush them every single day, and they get their good brushing done. And like a human, you know, you get not a whole lot of hair, but some hair out. That did not go where it's supposed to go. That split a fabric thread. And that makes it so that way I don't have to worry about dog hair flying everywhere. In fact, most of my projects, I will find my own hair more than I find the dog's hair, which is frustrating. Because what in the world? My own hair gets stuck in my projects. Well, I guess, I mean, I have pretty long hair. Of course, it's going to get stuck places. And that's another thing I've been trying to decide. So on my YouTube picture, you see that I have very white blonde hair. And I have let my hair grow out. And the last, I want to say it's been about 7 years. I think. Approximately 7 years I have let it all grow out. And have gone back to my natural hair color. But I really like my blonde. And the only reason why I went back to my natural hair color was because I was sick of the upkeep with it. And because it's white blonde hair, you know, it has to be bleached, and that's pretty rough on your hair. And then after it was bleached, then it required a lot of like hair masks and things like that to make it. Did I screw up somewhere? Yeah, but I can easily fix that. Yep. Yapping at the guns, Brittany. Pay attention to what you're doing. But anyways, I've been debating whether or not I want to go back to my blonde hair. My husband doesn't care. At all. And I like my blonde hair because whenever I was little, I had blonde hair. Actually, I was born with pitch black hair. And my father actually didn't think I was his child. He thought I was somebody else's. Even though my dad has brown hair. But I was born with pitch black hair. And my dad thought my mom had cheated on him with like an Italian or something. And it wasn't until my Grammy Jane had told my dad, "Oh my God, she looks just like you," did my dad believe that actually he was my dad. And of course, as I grew up, you know, I'm his twin. My son Damon is even more of his twin. It's kind of weird. And you know, there's no denying it. But after a while, I was born with a lot of hair on top of my head. And my poor mother, it stuck straight up. And I mean straight up. It just, I mean, all of my hair, like if this was my head, my hair was just like it was stuck up like this. And no matter what she did, it would not lay flat at all. Which should have been a warning because I was a spunky child. And everybody always told her that it would fall out, it would fall out. My hair never fell out. And by the time I was 1, my hair turned blonde. And I had very blonde hair until I was about 11 years old, and then it slowly started getting darker and darker and darker and darker. And as I've gotten older, my hair has gotten darker and darker and darker. But I didn't know what my, like, I was let all my natural hair grow out because, one, I was sick and tired of the upkeep. Anybody who knows the upkeep with blonde hair isn't crazy, because you have to make sure, like I said, you bleach it, and then you bleach it. That is pretty destructive to your hair. So to help it, you do like hair masks to help keep the integrity of your hair. It's not gonna, reverse the damage or anything, but it's gonna keep your hair healthier by doing all that. And then, then you have the toning that needs to be done to it. And then, making sure that you're washing your hair with purple shampoo to keep the brassiness and everything out of it, because eventually the toner, slowly starts to go away, and then you have to retone your hair. And it's a lot of work to keep that hair that color. And I was exhausted. I had 4 kids at home. I had, Anthony would have been 17, I believe. Damon was around 10 years old. Abigail would have been around about 6, and Lydia would have been a year old. But I was just tired of... I already had a lot of stuff on my plate. I was sick and tired of dealing with my hair. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do anything fancy smancy with it. I'm not going to go out and try and get the blonde dyed. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to let it grow out, because I didn't feel like going to the salon to get my hair done. It was just one less thing I had to worry about. I was just like, we're just going to let it grow out naturally. And I'll slowly cut it and cut it and cut it until all the blonde is gone. And literally, probably it was right before Christmas, I gave the last chop, and all the blonde was out of my hair. So it hasn't even been that long since, I gave the last chop and got the rest of the blonde out of my hair. And here I am sitting here thinking about going back to it, because I miss it, and I think I look better as a blonde. But so I've dyed my hair blonde since it started getting darker and darker. So like my family and everybody else, to see me with my natural hair color, they had asked me, "Did you dye your hair dark?" And I was just like, no, this is actually like my natural hair color. Because like I said, it was just... I mean, I've had blonde hair all my life. It's all, granted, since I was about 12 years old on, I've had to dye it to keep it the color blonde that I wanted it, but... So it was just kind of shocking to everybody to find out that, like, no, that's actually how dark her hair is. But I've been debating on whether or not I want to go back. And part of me is like, I really like my hair that way, though. And then the other part of me is saying, are you crazy? Like, it's so nice to just go... take a shower and be done in, a few minutes, versus what you had to do when your hair was blonde to keep it the color you like it. And I just keep debating back and forth. And I think for now I'm just going to keep it brown. But I'm still debating, and I'm still playing tug of war with myself. But I really don't feel like dealing with all the upkeep, you know, because then you have to go, it's about every 6 weeks I had to go and get my roots re-dyed, so that way the regrowth stayed close to my head, so that way, you know, they could do one application of the bleach and it would lift straight to the nice white that it needed to be, and then tone it to make it sort of a pearly blonde and things like that. And again, that's more time. Every 6 weeks, going to the salon, getting that done, so that way it's done right. And I don't know if I feel like doing that. However, I've been sitting here for almost an hour, and I really want to get that kitchen completely spring cleaned before my husband gets home. And our daughter Lydia called and talked to him about 8 o'clock, and he was already at school, and they were already starting to do the tests and stuff that they have to take. So, and it is now 10 o'clock, and he predicted he might be home around noon. And if that is the case, I am going to get off here so that way I can go out there and get that done, and he can come home to a house that has been completely spring cleaned top to bottom. Not that he's going to care, but it'll make me happy. So, thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. Thanks for hanging out with me and stitching along with me. As always, I probably babbled about a bunch of stuff that nobody cares about, but I babbled nonetheless. And I'll see you guys next time.